Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you guys like all of the stuff I collected in Europe and brought back here to China, and kind of explain why I brought all of this shit back with me. So generally when I leave China, or if I have someone coming to visit me in China, I will kind of collect some things that I can actually find there, and this is everything from like some vegan goodies to things that are like more low waste, or things that like I can't really, just generally things that I can't really get in China, and sometimes things that I can get in China but are quite a bit more expensive. If I have a chance to just bring them back, then it's sometimes easier that way. And the other thing is that if I can get it in China, sometimes I also have to ship it, and it comes in a bunch of plastic and stuff like that, so I don't know. I'm doing my best there. So I'm going to start with all of the food that I got, which is just a lot. So the things that I got while I was in Edinburgh were mostly just a bunch of these naked bars, which it's basically just like a date and nut bar, kind of like a Lara bar. If you're in the US, I guess you probably know what Lara bars are. And I really like these, and I've only actually ever had them when I was in Hong Kong, because they have a bunch of like they have a bunch more imported stuff in Hong Kong than they do in China. And so I got like a lot of these, and I got 4 different flavors: cafe mocha, cocoa mint, chocolate orange, and apricot crunch, which I've never tried this one before. Oh, and gingerbread. But apricot crunch I've never tried before, but it has soy protein crunchies, which I'm very excited about because I love things that are crunchy. But yeah, basically I got 2 of each flavor, but then 4 of the cocoa orange, not only because it is my favorite, but because they had like a 4-pack of it, whereas the other ones I was buying individually. And while I was at the same like little convenience store that I got these in Edinburgh, I saw these, which are little like protein balls. So I guess, I don't know, they kind of remind me of date balls, and I haven't opened any of these things yet, so I don't know exactly. But they have like vegan protein, and they also had ones that had like whey protein. So I just decided I would try them out. And these ones are raspberry brownie, and these ones are lemon and pistachio. And so they sound like they'll be really good. And I mean, these are like vegan protein balls, but there's 1 pack only has 5 grams of protein, so it's not really that much. The reason I was so excited about getting like all of this stuff and all of these snack foods is because I can't find them a lot in China, but I also am hoping that I can kind of replicate some of them and maybe be able to not have to buy more of them in the future. But it's so convenient to have something that's already packaged, and sometimes making my own snacks is kind of hard, especially when I'm traveling a lot. So yeah, even though I feel not great about all of the plastic that I bought all these snacks with, I still am definitely like, I'm going to eat them, and they're also gonna last me quite a long time. Like, this is gonna last me a couple months. I'm not gonna eat them very frequently. And so the other food thing that I got in Edinburgh were these chocolate bars from Consider It, which it's this shop that I got a bunch of donuts while I was in Edinburgh, and they were amazing vegan donuts, and they also sold chocolate. So the donuts were super awesome, and so I had to get the chocolate on my way out, so I got salted caramel and single malt whiskey. And once again, I haven't tried these, but when I do, maybe you'll see something on my Instagram about how delicious they are. But I was really excited to get these because, first of all, I mean, I love caramel, I love salted caramel, but it's something that's really hard to find vegan, and especially like a lot of dark chocolates are already vegan. And so certain types of chocolate are pretty easy for me to still find in China. Like, I can get dark chocolate with orange, I can get like sea salt dark chocolate, I could get chocolates with like nuts and stuff, but caramel, you kind of really need to get the actual vegan stuff because caramel is made with milk. And then the whiskey one just seemed cool. So I'm really excited to try those. They're handmade in Edinburgh at that shop, so super cool. Okay, and now on to the more like food preparation goods, because these are all like snacky things, but I also got some like herbs and spices, just spices I guess, but I generally get stuff like this when I leave if I can't find what I want in China, or just, you know, if I see it and it's in like a better sized container or something, because like sometimes I can get things in China that are like really tiny and they're not as good quality. I don't know. So one of the big things recently, I ran out of the curry powder that I had brought from the US, and curry powder in China that I've had just has been awful, so I just kind of didn't want to get more of it. So while I was in Copenhagen, I got this tandoori curry powder, and I got this spicy madras curry powder. Yeah, so both of these were in Copenhagen, and I'm really excited to try them. And once again, like it's just something that I can't really get good quality of here. So, and the other thing I got was smoked paprika, which was from the same place that I got the curry powder. And so my last final food item that I got on my trip was in Italy, and this was 100% a thing I did not need. And I just, like, it was such an impulse buy. But I'm going to make something delicious with it, and it's going to look really pretty, so I'm kind of not mad. And it is this pasta, and I will get you a better shot at it. It is so pretty and stripy, and they had like a bunch of different colors and different shapes and different things like that. But some of them had like black colored pasta that was colored with cuttlefish. So I didn't get any of those ones. These ones were all colored with like vegetables, like I think beets and spinach pretty much. And so yeah, this is one of those things that I totally didn't need, but I'm gonna get some cool Instagram pictures out of it, and for me that is worth €3. Okay, and so on to kind of my last couple things. These are more for my like apartment, and number one is this brush that is like a dish brush instead of like a sponge. If you follow anyone that does like low waste, sustainable existence, life stuff, they probably all use this thing, so you've probably seen it before, or maybe you have one. But it's something that, you know, I saw it in a store, in this store called Eco Ego, and it's like an eco store in Copenhagen that was really cool and had a lot of like zero waste, low waste kind of plastic free stuff, and a little bit of bulk stuff. It was a small store though, so there wasn't that much bulk stuff. But this I was able to get without any packaging or anything like that. Just get it and put it in my backpack. And I don't know the next time I'm gonna be in a place like that. If I'm somewhere else where I can get this online, it would come with some amount of packaging, even if it were recyclable packaging. So I was happy to kind of just get this in the store, even though I probably won't use this right away because I do have some sponges that I've bought previously that I kind of want to use through thoroughly first. And the other thing I got from that store were these soap bars, which are just kind of wrapped in like a thin paper. If you don't know or haven't watched the other video made that was about this exact topic, things like cosmetic, beauty products, etc. In China, if they're imported, have to be tested on animals, and most products that are made within China are also tested on animals. So things like everything from soap and like shampoo and stuff like that, any beauty products pretty much, I don't buy while I'm in China. I now do my best to get stuff while I'm out of the country and bring it back into the country. So I got these like soaps that will be, oh, they smell so good. I got these soaps that I'll be using when like the body soap that I'm using right now runs out, and so they are lavender and mint, and they smell really good, and they were not super expensive, I think, but they are also not super cheap. I think that relative to what they would cost in other parts of the world is hard to say, because Copenhagen is also just really expensive. Yeah, so those are all of the kind of goodies that I got while I was out of China. And once again, the reason that I get so much stuff while I'm out of China is sometimes cost, sometimes, like I said, waste-wise, it's easier to get stuff while I'm out and in. Sometimes it's quality. Sometimes it's just like I cannot find this stuff elsewhere. Like when I have people come to visit, I'm like, you're bringing me nutritional yeast, and like, oh, I need cinnamon and stuff like that, which is maybe a little bit crazy. But yeah, so that is kind of why I bring all of this stuff back whenever I travel, and all of the goodies that I collected while I was away. So thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for actual footage of what I did while I was in Europe, because I'm sure that's going to be way more interesting than this was, but I thought I would just really quickly put together a little video, because that way you guys could see a little bit of like what it's like to like be a vegan in China. Part of that is like whenever you get out, you have to hoard things to bring back. If you're like me and you like snacks.